No, and then honestly, like,
how has that affected your entrepreneurship, being celibate?
I think it's been amazing for my entrepreneurship because, like what we were saying, the sexual energy and creativity, they flow from the same space. So being that I'm not using that energy to have sex, I use it to create things. Yeah. So now I'm more focused.
You don't, rose toy, suction cup yourself to death or none of that?
No,
Like
I want to try. I want to try the rose. Everybody makes it sound like it's so good, but I never just get around to getting one.
I'm just wondering, because like some people like take it as like, okay, no, well, there's levels. Some people are like no penetration, right? Mm-hmm. Some people are like no sexual act at all, and then some people are like no masturbation, no none of that. Like, not even.
No, I'm not against it. And honestly, I haven't been celibate for like religious reasons or anything. It's just that I know how sex affects me. Mm-hmm. Like,
just mastering yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And then it's like, once I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom the entire time. Never had any help from the father. So even that experience right there.
That music ain't paid.
No.
Stop fucking with him.
No, not a coin.
She looking at me like that wasn't funny.
No, screaming. No, for real. But it was like, that was a one and done mistake. Mind you, we was just having fun, having sex. I never thought I would just get pregnant randomly and be a single mom. So that was like an eye opener. Like, for one, that can never happen again. Because
you don't really want, sorry to keep cutting you off, but you don't really want like, or ain't your kid, right? Just a whole bunch of random
No.
And,
And then like my son, he is so amazing. He's so sweet, and he's definitely at the age where he's asking questions like, oh, why don't I have a dad? Am I a good kid? You know, seeing his friends with their dads and stuff, and that breaks my heart because he deserves to have that around, which is also why I'm very intentional about who I'm with, because my son is always with me. Like, if I'm not doing an interview or I'm not at work or I'm not at a booking, my son is with me. So in order for me to be around a man, that man would need to be eligible to be around my son.
Do you think that your son would reach an age where you would feel like you would have to shift your career? Do you think that would affect him?
No. It would just be a choice thing because, so my son is aware that I dance, but just not in the capacity. Like, when I go to take hip hop classes or heels classes, he comes to the dance studio with me. Or if I have rehearsals for a booking with other background dancers, he sees that. So right now he's aware of mommy dancing. But as far as like when I'm wearing the heels and the bikini and stuff, I keep that separate from him. I feel like by the time he's at an age that he would be affected by that knowledge, I'm gonna have, done something else with it. But I also don't mind. I was talking to another dancer about this in the dressing room one day, because it was like, it wouldn't even be a bad idea to have a new generation of men that don't look at strippers in the derogatory way that the older generation does. Instead of thinking it like, oh, strippers, hoes, you could buy some coochie or whatever, just for them to just have respect for the hustle. Because regardless, eventually when my son is older, he's going to find out I'm a dancer, but then he's also going to be able to look back and realize that, for one, he was never exposed to nothing crazy. I always carry myself with the utmost respect around him. I don't wear shirts with a whole lot of cleavage showing or butt hanging out.
Just being a good example.
Yeah,
of a woman, instead of like what they typically would assume.
Yeah. Like, when I say my son is like a kid's kid, like, he still punches at the air with the sound effects, thinks powers are gonna come out, and he's super innocent, and I want to preserve his innocence, for as long as possible. And when he gets older and he realizes that I used to dance, he's gonna be like, dang, I guess dancers ain't that bad, because my mom was cool as hell. And she did what
that's what I was thinking as you were saying that, because you could say that, or like obviously I'm not a woman, but they can say that, but you have to be the example as well, like you said you are. So you can't be like, oh, just because I dance, like my son will, like, no, because if you look at a lot of the, like pimps or whatever, all their stories be like, yeah, my mama was this, you know what I'm saying? But it's because it's not because their mother was that. It's because of
What
how
she
they were
showed,
treated or
yeah.
how what they were shown. Now they relate that to the occupation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I want my son to be able to grow up, and if he happens to meet a dancer, have the utmost respect for her because of what I showed him as one.
yep. I quote Kevin Gates. It was says, "Got respect for a stripper. That's an independent chick."
Hey, yeah, exactly.
We're still watching. Almost 2 hours in. We are now on all audio platforms. Zoom in on me so I can put this on the thing. Dear listeners, Apple Music, Spotify, every other audio podcast platform, we are now there. Look up Client Conversations. We're working our best. Our team is small, but we're trying to get all 60-something of the episodes on there just for you to listen to. I know some of y'all can't get the visual. You at work, you know what I'm saying? Your boss tripping, y'all looking at your phone. It's cool. I got you on the audio, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, Client Conversations. Check us out.